Access to technology, knowledge, speed, and connectivity has never been easier. It certainly isn't for lack of desire. The sheer volume of self-help books, articles, and guides to living your best life are on the shelves of every bookstore, and bestseller lists are a testament to man and woman's search for meaning and fulfillment. No, it's the system itself. The rules are wrong. The rules are traps.
Welcome to the Ed O'Keefe Show. Transform your mind, accelerate your business, energize your body, and inspire the world. Now here is your host, Ed O'Keefe.
We're live. Chapter 2 today. Time collapsing, the new art of speed, money, and power. Hi, it's Ed O'Keefe, and yesterday was the first day I ever did a Facebook Live while reading a chapter of the book and ad-libbing. It's broken up into 3 parts. I read book, you make comments, I ad-lib, and then part 3 is maybe an outtake or 2. Anyhow, let's rock and roll. Today is chapter 2. It's called The Trap. You wouldn't believe what Michael just did, my wife Nola said via text message. What? I asked. Well, to tell the rest of the story, I need to share what happened the day before. You see, Michael, who was 2.5 years old at the time, was playing in our neighbor's yard when he had run inside to use the bathroom. The only problem was his sister was in the bathroom. No problem, right? The neighbor said, just go pee in the bushes. And any boy knows they could just go pee in the bushes and it works out just fine. The next day Mike had to go, but the problem was the next day Mike had to go to the bathroom again. So he did what he did the day before. He went in the bushes. There's just one problem. He went number 2 today. That's right, our son took a dump right on our neighbor's lawn. The thing is, Michael did exactly what he was told. He did it correctly. He did it in the wrong place in the wrong time. And that, my friend, sums up exactly why most people are not experiencing the life they want. They are doing most of it correctly, exactly as they were told. However, it's all wrong. They're in the trap, and they don't even know it. Life is full of traps. The worst traps in life are the ones you don't see, or more specifically, the ones you don't recognize. You can be the hardest working, most relentless person on the planet, but if you are on the same misguided path as the slowest, laziest person on the planet, you will both end up in the same cold and lonely place. Your path will have been a trap, burning your effort, your energy, and time, and you may not even realize it until it's too late. So the diagram I have in the book, just so you see it, is this, and I'll walk through it here in a second. This is why hard-working, seemingly successful people feel lost, unable to understand why they aren't further ahead in life. They can't seem to fully live life the way they were meant to live. They have no sense of power, no sense of control, and for many, financial success or even good health seems to be elusive. To make it worse, the trap, or the path they take to remedy their situation, reinforces the trap that they are in. They work longer hours, but the problem was never their work ethic. They go back to school, but the problem was never the degree or lack of degrees they held. They go on a diet to only lose weight temporarily, then rebound back heavier than ever before. They feel broke, some emotionally, some financially, some mentally, and some spiritually, searching for something outside of them to fix the problem. But the truth is, there is nothing wrong with them. They just don't know the rules of the game, or were never given the tools to play it correctly. What most people don't realize is this. Suspenseful sip of coffee. What most people don't realize is this. The curriculum of life is not setting you up to be exceptional. It is a trap designed for you to have an average existence alongside all the other average people out there. And by the way, I don't say that in a judgmental perspective. You'll get what I'm saying in a second. Keeping everyone average makes it easier for everyone to get along. However, time collapsers see the trap for what it is. and they choose to live by a completely different set of rules. My guess is that you share their same desire to live a life of real meaning, to know at a visceral level what it means to live, love, and leave a legacy, a commonly held phrase that so many few people actually get to experience. But what does that really mean? Most people are just trying to get past confusion and overwhelm. I want you to go out and feel like a badass, confident, courageous, but most importantly, equipped with the tools and worldview that works. Make as much money as you want, have the family relationships that you want, and surround yourself with amazing people who are world-class at what they do or happy at what they do. Become your own life's magician. The first key for this journey is to expose the trap for what it is. The trap explained. When we were born into this world, we needed our parents, teachers, aunts, uncles, babysitters, friends to take care of us and guide us. It was a necessity for that stage in our life. It was during this time that the foundation for the trap was laid. We learned that if we played nice and did what we were told, we would be called a quote-unquote good kid. This acknowledgement was important for us during this phase of life. It helped us develop confidence and positive self-identity. Then school started, and we learned that we had to follow rules and teachers to listen to, and friends who gave us our first taste of social pressure and expectation and or validation. We learned there's an order in life, a sequence to follow. We progressed from preschool to kindergarten, from first grade through 8th grade, then all the way through graduating high school. Whether it was our friends or the cliques that ignored us, our teachers or our parents, we learned that a sequential way of living and acknowledgement, acceptance, and praise feel a lot better than unpopularity, criticism, and or rejection, or being different. A sequential perspective on achievement and a thirst for external validation get established for us at a young age and can create some detrimental patterns that, if gone unnoticed, will lead to false sense of how to succeed in the real world. Let me take you through the traps that result from these early foundations, and I'll show you each trap and explain what time collapsers do differently. By laying this groundwork, we can start applying these principles of time collapsing to your endeavor. The step ladder trap. Success is a process. You need to pay your dues. Work your way up the ladder. Most businesses take years before they are profitable. These are all quotes that we hear and phrases that we hear. Do they sound familiar? I'm willing to bet they do. In fact, I'd wager that you've heard them all. The idea that success comes via a defined do this, do that, take your time, work your way through the ranks sequence has been taught, sold, repackaged in 1,000 different ways, and then sold to us again. This type of thinking is designed to create order, take a multidimensional world which we live in, and simplify it. And we all willingly, unknowingly, follow the rules. Here's the step ladder of success in a nutshell. Go to school, play nice. Do what you are told. Don't break the rules. That's number one. Number two, do well in school and get good grades. Your success is measured in the marks on your report card. Number three, look to others for feedback. You'll know you're doing well when you get acknowledged by your teachers, coaches, parents, and peers. Number four, become a gold seeker. Get a job, make money, accumulate possessions, buy a house, a car, a boat. Do this for a long time. And then number five, once you retire, you could finally live the good life. When you've accumulated enough wealth, you can explore your passions and spend time doing what you want. Congratulations, my friend, you are successful. So there you have it. There's the path of success. There's just one teeny tiny problem with the whole thing. It doesn't work. If this path were actually designed to help people achieve everything that they wanted, then why is the majority of the population is floundering? It certainly isn't for lack of good tools. Access to technology, knowledge, speed, and connectivity has never been easier. Hi, baby girl. Oh, look who joined me. Look who joined me. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Wave. That's my Ireland. She just woke up. So, good to see you. Okay. Access to technology, knowledge, speed, and connectivity has never been easier. It certainly isn't for lack of desire. The sheer volume of self-help books, articles, and guides to living your best life are on the shelves of every bookstore, and bestseller lists are a testament to man and woman's search for meaning and fulfillment. No, it's the system itself. The rules are wrong. The rules are traps. Time collapsers live by an entirely different set of rules. There's no one clear path to success or even a clear definition of what success means. This means success, quote unquote, can be achieved in any number of ways and defined by you. They know that wealth can be measured beyond the bankroll, that freedom, flexibility, and speed options are just as valuable, if not more. This means wealth is defined by what you value. They also know that there's no need to wait your turn. Anything is possible, and it's possible right now. Let's take a closer look at some of these traps that may be holding us back from the success you want. The first one, and this is controversial, I look forward to getting some feedback here, is the education trap. Good grades equals success. Get good grades and do what your teacher says. You will be, quote, or equals, you will be successful. Also, the more education you have, the better you will do. The inverse would then have to be true as well. If you don't have good grades, you are less likely to be successful. However, studies show that the correlation between grades and intelligence is practically irrelevant. The relationship between good grades and income is barely noticeable, if at all. So when I did the research on this, the only part at where income and education makes a difference is in the $50,000 to like $80,000 range. That's it. There's very micro improvements. If you go up to the next over $100,000, it's so micro that it's not noticeable. And then in the next phase, in my belief, because I think a lot of professionals make in that $100,000 to $200,000 or $250,000 range, but if you go one layer up, the only way you can get to that level is being an entrepreneur or business owner or a super successful professional, okay? And when I say professional, I'm thinking like lawyer, doctor, etc., etc. But those have traps too, so you can't take it at face value. Back to the book. But for a child, there is one clear, very clear connection. Good grades will win them approval and praise from their mom and dad, their teacher, and their school. This in turn conditions children to strive for good grades or / perfection, or do the test right, get your homework done. And so good grades equals intelligence equals success. Average grades equals average intelligence equals lower chances of success. C, bad grades equals low intelligence, no chance for success. However, as you read this, I hope you can see the comedy in this. Like, this is absolute horse crap. That's not in the book. That's me just talking. However, as you read this, I can see the comedy. That is in the book. Any system that rewards perfectionism is designed to be debilitating. Perfectionism is a roadblock that prevents people from taking action, taking risk, and solving problems, more importantly, creating what they want. A much more powerful talent would be flexibility over perfectionism, curiosity to see what is not there, and a bias towards action and results with the understanding that you can flow into a better conclusion once the ball is rolling, meaning you can get feedback and grow from that. The education trap also gives the impression that IQ, test taking, and the ability to sit in a classroom for hours are a transferable skill into the real world that will make you a winner someday. And yes, they will make you better in a similar context, but it's not designed to train you to be prepared to do what works nowadays. Thanks, Jonathan Drake. However, they ignore another crucial reality. Emotional intelligence and figuring out your own superpower is more transferable to applying success in new contexts, environments, and ever-changing social structures. Success is never found in an organized box. nor does it come laid out in a direct path as people would like to believe. It's messy, it's confusing, it's frustrating, and it's rewarding and fun all at the same time. Oh, here's my guy. Come here. Come here. Hey, dude, turn around. Eddie. Eddie, what are you doing? He just snuck out. Eddie, what are you doing? I think he's going to close the door. We'll keep reading while he's doing his little butt thing. I don't know. Are you going to come join Dad? It's messy and confusing all at the same time. Where am I at? I don't want to lose this. Okay, cool. Time collapsers identify, where am I at? Their unique superpower, how they can learn best. Then they focus on the right knowledge. Most of the time, this is untraditional knowledge. It's real world experience, right? That you gain when you're out there. In any profession, any job. Even when I went through nursing school, like they always say, like the first year on the job is when you get the real knowledge. It's not in the classroom. And find a way to apply it. Okay, there's an exercise there. I'm gonna skip it for speed purposes of audio recording. And the approval trap. You need other people to give you permission. This is one of my favorite ones. The approval trap is an invisible trap rarely ever discussed that has people looking outside for acceptance, permission, and the go-ahead to do what they want. Getting acknowledgement and approval from someone you highly admire is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it can be one of the most rewarding things in your life. Think about it. We all want our peers and people who we value to give us the nod of approval, correct? However, the trap has us when we bind ourselves or limit our options and actions based on someone else's perceptions of what's important, what is possible, and what is your potential. It's easy to end up creating your own definition of success based on someone else's. We end up building a framework of thinking, planning, and behaving, consciously or unconsciously, to what another person thinks is right. Then we live in accordance to that. This is one reason so many seemingly successful people wake up one day in a life they can't stand or enjoy. They wonder how they got there and why they aren't happy. Time collapsers know that seeking approval from external forces can derail your purpose at a core level. A life with meaning stems from a seed of inspiration that comes from within and the willingness to pursue it even without the approval of those around you. It's not necessarily that time collapsers have no need for approval. They might. In fact, I still do. We do. But there's a key difference, is that they are aware of just how much external permission they need in order to feel comfortable moving forward. There's a key distinction there. This awareness is important because the more you advance in the direction of your goals, the less likely you are to get approval from others. Once people perceive you as already being successful, they no longer think you need it and won't give it. Let's move on to the societal. There's another exercise there. It's in the book. I'm going to skip it though for purposes of reading. So this is the diagram, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. It goes societal obligation trap is now we went from the education trap to the approval trap. Now we're doing the societal obligation trap. The societal obligation trap. It's too late to change your mind. While putting my 9-year-old daughter Reese to bed the other night, she says to me, "Daddy, I don't want to play volleyball. Why is everyone telling me it's in my blood? I don't want it in my blood." For hindsight, for those of you who don't know, I played volleyball in college, and so did my wife. So there's always volleyballs around. I said to her, "Honey, you love art, right?" And Reese says, "Yes." And I said, "You love soccer too, right?" Reese goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Great. All of those things you love are already in your blood. So don't worry about volleyball. If it's there in your blood or not, you get to decide that. You will have fun at whatever you do." Now, Reese, even at her young age, was feeling the pressure of the obligation trap. The combination of perfectionism, which sequential thinking, a need for outside validation primes to live a life that has been mostly chosen for us without us ever knowing. But then you add in the fourth element, which is being good at something or having a legacy status based on what your family was good at. This is when societal obligation kicks in and creates a lot of pressure to not change your course. Now, the flip side is this, is that for me, I got stuck in the, I'm gonna pause it, I got stuck in the education trap with my nursing degree, and then because I was getting my nursing degree, the societal obligation was you now need to go become a nurse because you got the degree in it. And so the way I share this is that it starts layering on top of itself. And this is what I mean by you, before you know it, you've been caught up in this undertow and you have no clue what happened, okay? Okay, let's see here. If you are good at something or you come from a lineage of others are good at it, my whole family were electricians. I can't fix anything. And other people notice and reward you for it, and that talent, skill, or job can get worked into your conception of who you are, what you do, and even worse, what you should do. Your assigned identity. And once that happens, it's very hard to break because you're not aware of it. I have made a career of starting businesses, then after a number of years, getting bored or not liking what I was doing and transitioning to something new. No one around me really understood why I would leave the success I was in order to pursue an unknown journey, like writing a book or doing something different, when the thing that I was already in is working. But sticking with something due to the societal obligation is a cancer of the spirit. Let me say that again. But sticking with something due to societal obligation is like a cancer of the spirit. It prevents us from living the life we were meant to live. Keeps us ignoring that inner voice calling us to go in a direction that is in alignment at a soul level. It is what pushes us into career traps, relationship traps, achievement traps, and if we aren't paying attention, can push us into a life we absolutely despise. As Henry David Thoreau wrote in Walden, I see young men whose misfortune it is to have inherited farms, houses, barns, cattle, and farming tools. For these are more easily acquired than got rid of. Why should they begin digging their graves as soon as they are born? That's a big question. But men labor under a mistake. The better part of the man is soon plowed into the soil for compost. By necessity they are employed, laying up treasures which rust will corrupt and thieves break through and steal. It's a fool's life, as they will find when they get to the end of it, if not before. This is a perfect depiction of societal obligation and its ultimate outcome. It also lays out the stakes clear as day. If you choose to remain in the trap, you will lose the best parts of yourself to it. Time collapsers do not confuse their identity with what they do. They do not fear walking away from a success, changing course, or trying something that seems impossible or different or hard or tough. What's up, Glenn? They don't mind rocking their own boat. Challenging your assumption. This is one of the exercises in the book. Is the thing you are working on, building, creating, one that has been decided, approved, and are predetermined by others? If you could start fresh today, just put it down. You're good. Just lay back. There you go. Look at yourself in the mirror. There you go. That's my guy. Come here. All right. Sorry, guys. 1 second. What are you doing? If you could start fresh today, without obligation, like you have no obligation to anybody else, what would you put your heart into that would create massive value for this life and beyond? Another way I would ask that too is, what would you create massive value for? Like, what would make your heart sing? One of my nephews on my wife's side's wives just started being a chef, and she, one of her posts said, my heart sings every day. Like, I mean, that's what you want, right? All right, so we're gonna keep going here. Let's see how many more pages. I got 2 more pages, guys, so bear with me. We're almost done on the trap. I see I lost people on that last one. I think people felt obligated to leave. Ha! We're so inspired they had to get going. Oh, they're all back now. They're all back. They must have gotten the boomerang thing. Okay, here we go. The time trap. Time equals money. You won't believe us. Look at this guy. He's bringing me my sunglasses and my hat. Thanks, buddy. All right, thanks, man. I got my sunglasses. Thanks, Eddie. Got my sunglasses now. Got the Bears hat. Thanks, Eddie. All right. Go to school, get a job, and you will be financially free. That is so far from the truth. 76% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, even if you are a high-income earner. The reason for this is a little-known universal law called Parkinson's Law, which says your ability to go spend will always increase with your ability to earn. Yeah, is there a ball? Oh, it's your dad. He's saying there's my dad. Yep. Debts pile up with mortgage payments, buying a new car, private schools, kids' sports. So many things that we won't pass up. We simply defer the payment by accumulating debt. Oh, it's only 50 grand in debt. We might think, I can dig my way out in the future. When 50 grand becomes 75 grand, we keep going. I'm not going to admit I'm in a crisis. The solution society teaches you is work harder for higher wages for longer periods of time. This will not be enough to accelerate your income or net worth. What's even more disheartening is the more you make and the longer you work, the more the government wants from you. In some ways, the middle ground becomes a catch-22. Who's the moron here that's doing that? The middle ground becomes a catch-22. You are working hard, income is going up, you take on more risk. Finally, turn the corner, and now the government wants more. In other words, the more you succeed, the more you risk. The more you succeed financially, and I'm just ad-libbing, the more you risk, the more you have to give up time and taxes. So how do you escape the time for money trap? You need to understand where leverage occurs in your favor, then spend your time, your education, which is not formal education, in getting there, which is what the rest of the book is about, by the way. Your goal is to create massive financial leverage so you're not making money every day. So you are making money every day whether you are working on the thing or not. We will be talking about this in depth later in the book. The busy trap. This is the last trap, I think, for this chapter. Now there's one more too. At a recent meeting I attended, a celebrity speaker, I won't say who, said from stage, if you just put more time in, you'll increase your chances of success. It's purely mathematical. I can't disagree more. Somewhere along the way, we've learned, well, let me just put it this way. Putting more time into a strategy or a model that does not work is only going to accelerate the rate that you burn out, that you lose money, that you completely fall into a deeper trap. That is it, flat out. And that advice is horse crap. And this guy's famous, he's all over the internet, and all he tells people is to hustle more and spend more time. And I'm like, dude, I got 7 little nuggets here that I'd rather be spending time with. So in the time that I am going to invest in life on creating this thing called a business or a job or whatever it might be, that has to have a fulcrum to it. It's got to be a massive fulcrum. But you know, it's different value sets. So it's just I get worried about people thinking, like, if I've asked an audience, how many of you guys feel like you're not hustling or working hard enough? Nobody's hand goes up in the air. So telling people to hustle more is almost an insult to their intelligence, you know, because they're all hustling. That's why they had the balls or guts to go out and do their own thing. So anyhow, that's a little rant. I do believe there's times where you have to put more time in and focus deeper because you're working on the fulcrum. I get that. But anyhow. Somewhere along the way, we learned to equate 18-hour work days with being successful. Filling up your calendar, scheduling a ton of meetings, texting all day, and having a ton of clutter around you have somehow become a signal of how important you are. But is that actually a real thing? I don't think so. I think this is what I'm calling the busy trap. Most entrepreneurs I see who can't turn the corner have too much stuff going on. They're all over the place. They can't think straight. They're teetering on the brink of burning out, and what might have made them good has been buried in a sea of BS. I see this all the time. I see really, really smart, talented guys and gals, this is both sides, who are on the brink of breaking through, yet they can't focus. They can't stay focused on one thing long enough. All right, yeah, Mike Lennon. Time collapsers focus on the vital few. They clear the fluff out of their schedule and focus their efforts to happen on the most important leverage points to bring them towards their goals. People are dying to be given permission to stop doing a bunch of stupid stuff, I use a different word in the book, and do the one thing they love putting their heart and soul into. Let me rephrase them. People are dying to be given permission to say, hey, look, stop doing all this stuff and just focus on the thing that you love doing, and do it in a way that allows you to get your message or the thing that you want to do at the highest leverage possible, so that when you focus on it, you're not feeling burnt out, and you could put your heart into this, and you love that concept. What's up, Julia Kate? What's up, baby? Say hi to everybody on the TV show. That's called a morning head right there, right? She's gonna come over. She's gonna watch. Okay. Time collapsers don't wait. I have more thoughts on this. We can talk about it out on the outtake. The someday trap. This is the last part. 3 more paragraphs and we are done. There's a false belief, whether conscious or unconsciously decided, that tomorrow will be better, easier, or more freer than today. It says, tomorrow I'll have time. It's an easy trap to fall into, right? Tomorrow is a blank slate, free of problems, distractions, money pressure, or time pressure that you are under today. However, that's just a perception. There is no real tomorrow. It doesn't exist. It's not a real tangible thing you could put in your hands. More problems will be there. They'll move just as quickly or efficiently there, and opportunities will come knocking. Here's the truth that time collapsers understand. The only time in which you have power is today, and the only moment you have power is in this moment. That's it. Because the moment I just said that last sentence is gone, and what's going to happen in the next few minutes, I don't have yet, right? It's not until I understand. So you can't wait to get started. You can't burn time and energy on the things that don't directly put you where you want to be. Focus hard and long on the stuff that stirs your soul and become world class at it. It's not hard to become world class at stuff. I mean, it really isn't. Most of the population is so consumed with noise that you could, in the next 9 to 12 months, pick a topic that you're passionate about every single day. Go on YouTube or buy courses or go to seminars. I like seminars. I'm going to pitch you on why you should be on my seminar. Like, get totally immersed in the space with a world-class expert. Yeah, she's my number one. Are you my number one salesperson? Yeah. And then in a short amount of time, this is actually the message that shifted my whole thought. I never realized, one second, baby, one second. I never realized that anybody could just decide to go be phenomenal at something until I listened to an audio program, just like you're listening to this, and the guy said on the recording, you live in the best country in the world, which nowadays we have, because of globalization, you live in the best world in the world. Like, there's no boundaries, man. And like yesterday on our thing, someone asked me, like, well, how do you get time collapsing international? I'm like, it already is international. Yesterday on our live cast, I had my friends from like 6 different countries tuning in, who I saw just a couple weeks ago at a live meeting, But anyhow, this is the traps chapter. I probably have more comments on it, like if I was in a seminar setting where I would speak more on it more. The purpose of the chapter being at chapter 2 is to say, look, this is the layout of the land in the chapters, and then the rest of the book is designed to wake us up outside of them and to how to break them. But then I think where like positive thinking and self-help does a nice job is it says, hey, wake up, you can be in control, you can be positive, you can be happy, you can have, here's some basic tools like visualization and affirmations, and those are all positive cognitive tools that allow you to activate laws of attraction and to start setting up your conscious and unconscious mind to start looking for things to go study or do or to create. But once you do that, where a lot of the self-help drops off is that you don't have tools. So it's kind of like multi-level marketing. You go to the big rah-rah thing, they say, hey, everybody needs this product, you buy into it, and now you don't have marketing, and you don't have marketing tools, you have no lead generation process, you don't have these things to make your life easier. You now get busier working a different job. And so the rest of the book, chapter 3, which I'll read tomorrow, is called Losing the Friction. And that chapter, the reason it's designed is that most high achievers, you remember earlier in this chapter when I said the traps, or no, people are, I'm getting a text message, sorry, just kind of got me. Hi Ryan. You remember when I said that people are already working harder and longer, they're already hustling more, so they don't need more. So in chapter 3, I do what's called losing the friction. And this has been a chapter, which is, I'll do it tomorrow, so I don't want to tell you too much, but it was a chapter designed strategically because high performers or people that are goal achieving already, to give them another tactic before you help free them of friction would only clutter their life more, okay? And so what time collapsing is about is before we give you tactics, let's shift the worldview and create a different directional pull so you have some time freedom, life freedom, and you have freedom of the mind so that you can so that you have the space to apply it. So leave a comment, share it if you like it. Just subtle pitch is we have our time collapsing mega conference coming up in October 11th through the 13th. So we're shooting for 150 people, fill up the spots. I think we're already over 60-ish. And we got 5 weeks left before the conference, so please book it. We have Jared Neiman is going to be the country artist for, just wait 1 second, Julia. Jared Neiman's going to be our country artist for our guest, our VIP party on the 12th. So if you like country music and you want to be surrounded a couple country stars, we have one more that's coming out. Dan Reutman just confirmed with me that he will be there to present. Dan's an amazing guy. But I'll put a link in here. Dan started a company that was a language learning company out of his dorm. And what's really interesting about it is, like, everybody knows who Rosetta Stone is. Well, he built the second most widely known language learning brand, and they were doing, I think, 80 million a year a month. That would be awesome. 80 million a year online. He started out of his dorm, and he's going to be there. He has a 7-step process he's going to walk everybody through that he applies to every single business, e-commerce business, info business, doesn't matter. And his company right now is actually just acquiring e-commerce companies and just applying the process. And you know, he's got a great story. So hopefully, I got more to share with you later.
And thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. You can find the show notes for this episode as well as all the other podcast episodes by heading on over to edokeefeshow.com. If you would, please go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and leave a rating and review. Rating and reviews truly are the best way for you to show your appreciation for the show because they help more people find out about the podcast and decide if this is the one for them. So until next week, it's time for you to go out there, take action, and inspire the world.
Hey everybody, it's Ed O'Keefe, and thanks for watching that video.
Hi.
We're sitting here at Target. My team needed a quick video to say thank you and invite you to our mega conference, which there should be a link right above me or to the side of me or over here, or subscribe. I don't know, whatever else we put up there. If you haven't gotten the free book yet, Time Collapsing. Stop. Kig, stop it. Please do that now. So check it out. You can be busy. You can have a family. You can be asked to do crazy things and be successful on your own terms, like we're doing it here at Time Collapsing Academy, at Time Collapsing, and then how we do it with our supplement businesses and our mentoring programs. So be yourself, be awesome, and I'll see you at hopefully a live event, because that's where all the beauty and magic happens. That's it. Peace.